Let's take it back to eighth grade year. I had torn my ACL, had to come back from an ACL surgery. You don't know this story, Corey, but I was basically told, I'm not going to be able to play baseball or any contact sport or anything rotational because I literally tore everything in my knee. And then, like 6 months to the day after surgery, pitched in my first game. So I think I came into freshman year still with a knee brace. I think I was probably throwing 74 to 78 maybe freshman fall, and then got it up to 80, 81 freshman summer. Then going into sophomore year, I think I was still in that 81 to 83 range. And then late sophomore year, when all that after COVID and everything spiked back up, really got after it. I think it was 84 to 86, I want to say. And then sophomore summer going into junior year is where the velo started to pick up, 8, 8, 9 consistently. And then start of junior year, I think I want to say October, I hit 90 and it was like night and day. Every coach was reaching. Like I was sitting 89 the day before and then just touched 90. Like, okay, yeah, we're in. So,
Welcome to the All In Podcast, episode number 6. We have got an awesome guest with us today, an OG press sports guy. I'm Conrad Cornell here with Corey Garastazu, co-host, head of baseball, and we have Daniel Barry on the show today. Welcome, Daniel.
what up? You're welcome.
So we were just getting into it a little bit beforehand, but Daniel's committed to Marshall. He's also a big draft prospect this year. Daniel, you want to kind of walk us back through that story of how you ended up at committing to Marshall? When did it happen? What were the other schools you were talking to?
Yeah, so I decommitted from Tulane last beginning of summer after a coaching change. I was looking around, a lot of schools, Conrad, Michigan, Baylor, Georgia Tech, Miami. I mean, just pretty much any school you can think of, East Coast to West Coast. It was just kind of finding that place that I felt at home with the coaching staff and also the place and kind of the culture. And Marshall was my second to last visit I ever went on. So I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Went for a football visit, got to go on the field. It was awesome. Uh, you know, all that big time stuff there. And then I flew to little old West Virginia the next day. And when I got there, man, it was just like driving through. It was just a beautiful day. I drove, so we landed in Charleston, drove from Charleston to Huntington, where Marshall is, and just the atmosphere. Like the thing about it to me was you go to these big name schools, Michigan, whatever, and you can go to a downtown store and not see anybody or any, not talking down on Michigan in particular, just big schools. What I kind of noticed is every single place you go into, every single store around there, every single house you pass by, everybody's rooting for Marshall. You know what I mean? Everybody is, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever it is, everybody's bought in. And the culture there is one of support, and that was something to me that really, really stood out. They have a brand new stadium coming in, Corey. I know you're jealous about that, not getting to play in it.
Very.
Uh, yeah, but it's finally happening. From what I know, at least, it's been a long, long time in the coming, in the making, and I guess it's finally together. So that'll be fun. First year in a brand new stadium.
Wait, hold on. They've told you that a new stadium is coming soon.
Oh no, it's like,
Is it being?
oh, it's for sure. Like it's being built right now. Corey can justify that.
Let's be honest, they've been building this since I was there about 45 years ago. But
Wait, hold on.
it
Did they? Is it under construction right now? Because this same thing happened at Mercer. They said for like 10 years they recruited players on a new stadium, and then it actually did get built when I was there, which was like hilarious. Like all the older guys were like, "Man, they use this to recruit me."
no, it really is groundbreaking, and they've even emailed a bunch of alumni, and it's finally happening. It has been coming, like Daniel said, and yes, I am jealous because, I mean, you are going in there at a really good time. And like he said, I lived there for 4 years in Huntington, West Virginia, and they are all about their sports. Yeah, big football school, Randy Moss, the movie, but they really do care about their sports. So he's going at a really good time. That baseball stadium, really, I feel like, is one of the only things they needed, just because of that town. And so like they do love their sports. You're also going at a good time. There's a brand new head coach. Um, have you gotten to connect with him at all? Because I mean, I was there prior, and I'm excited for the new coach actually, and I really feel like you're going in at a time where Marshall's going to turn around. It's baseball.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. So I've connected with Coach Beals a good amount. Met him in person a couple times. They were down playing Georgia State. That was the first time I met him. And I feel like that connection is being made there. Very good connection with Coach Beals. Seems like a great guy. He's kind of what you look for in a coach. He's off the field. You can crack a joke, say kind of whatever, but when it's baseball time, it's baseball time, and let's get after it. That's the vibe I get from him. And being a high school kid going to college, stuff like that. It's going to be a transition, and I don't know anything about the college game yet, whether I think I do or not. But I think that's a good leader at the helm for sure. So
Awesome, man. That's so important, and I'm excited for you, man. As a Marshall fan, as an alumni, I'm definitely gonna probably be going back there for the first time in a while. Hopefully that field is done this year. Either way, you guys do play your games like in Power Park sometime. That was pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. And I think too with them joining the Sun Belt, I think the Sun Belt, you could argue that the Sun Belt is tied for the third best baseball conference. I think you have SEC, ACC, and then I think honestly Big 12. You could make an argument that Big 12 and Sun Belt are in that same kind of boat. Pac-12, Big 12, and Sun Belt could all compete every single day. I mean, you saw what happened with Tulane, Conrad, is they went like 9-40 on the season, and then ended up winning the tournament. Like you never know what can happen.
Are they in the Sun Belt now?
No, Tulane's in the American Conference.
Yeah, Marshall
I
was.
saw they were in the regional. I didn't know they went 9-40. That's pretty bad. But hey, get hot.
Yeah, Marshall was in a Conference USA time I was there, and then they switched to Sun Belt. I want to say it was like 2 years ago.
It was this past year. Yeah.
Yeah, this past year. And I mean, even in football, they hung in there. It was pretty cool to see the football change too.
Yeah, Chad Pennington's son's there right now. I think he's
Yeah, dude, you're gonna love it. I made friendships forever. I made teams that I would never forget. And like you said, man, you're going to a town that's different. You got your big, SEC teams and all that, but it's different at Marshall, man. Like just put a Walmart there, and you can just feel like everyone's kind of. And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie We Are Marshall, but it's like if there's a game, like the whole entire is literally watching the game. It's cool, man. You're gonna kill it up there. I have no doubt, and I'm definitely gonna be following up on you.
appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Well, Daniel, so you've got obviously we're committed to Tulane, then committed to Marshall, and then now you've started to pump gas. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Well, how about like for some of the kids you didn't always throw this hard. You want to walk through kind of your velocity progression over the course of your high school career, and what are some of the things you did to develop velocity? Because throwing upper 90s is like that's tough to do.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's take it back to 8th grade year. I had torn my ACL, had to come back from an ACL surgery. You don't know this story, Corey, but I was basically told, I'm not going to be able to play baseball or any contact sport or anything rotational because I literally tore everything in my knee. And then like 6 months to the day after surgery, pitched in my first game. So I think I came into freshman year, still with a knee brace. I think I was probably throwing 74 to 78 maybe freshman fall, and then got it up to 80, 81 freshman summer. Then going into sophomore year, I think I was still in that 81 to 83 range, and then late sophomore year, when all that after COVID and everything spiked back up, really got after it. I think it was 84 to 86, I want to say. And then sophomore summer going into junior year is where the velo started to pick up. 8, 8, 9 consistently. And then start of junior year, I think I want to say October, I hit 90, and it was like night and day. Every coach was reach. Like I was sitting 89 the day before, and then just touched 90. Like, okay, yeah, we're in. So
Daniel, you had a pretty interesting progression as a pitcher because you're now throwing high 90s. Got a chance to get drafted, but it wasn't always this way. You want to walk through your progression on the mound real quick of kind of where you were at different years, and then what did you do to kind of make that turn and start getting into the 90s, and then getting up to 95 is a big deal. What were you doing that was different than some of the other guys on your team that maybe didn't see that kind of progress?
yeah, man. Like we talked about before, kind of, just I think it wasn't until junior year that I hit that 90-mile-an-hour mark. Maybe October of junior year. I was never a guy. I always had a strong arm, but I was never a guy that was like a 14-year-old throwing upper 80s. I didn't start throwing upper 80s until late sophomore year. And I think the main difference was really just pull down programs and taking care of your arm, doing weighted ball stuff, but that comes at a cost. Junior year I had a little bit of arm problems. It wasn't anything like surgery wise. It was more tendonitis and overuse stuff. But I came back from that, and then this past summer, I was 90 to 93 the whole summer. And throwing the best I have. I throw a two seam, by the way, too, Corey. So it's like I'm not a four seam guy at all. Never liked throwing a four seam. I think if it's flat, then why throw it? Especially nowadays with the game. I mean, it's cool to throw low to mid 90s, but you have high schoolers that can touch that now. So it's the game's evolving. And just after it, man, just yoga in the weight room, finding that solid routine where you can grow but also stay healthy and keep your arm healthy.
How often are you doing yoga?
So a regular week, it's off season right now. So Monday, would be, wake up, shower, do all the stuff you need to do. And then I like to do yoga, in my basement and stuff. So I'll do like hip mobility, some back bridges, just stuff like that. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Tuesday's the only off day of yoga. So I try to do it every morning. Not so much clearing my head thing. It just, keeps the hips loose and everything. And then Tuesday, like today, is normally my bullpen day or live AB day, whichever one it is. So I don't do yoga except for right before I pitch. I just go through my routine. It's the reason Tuesday is kind of an off day. So
That's cool. I don't know a lot of guys that did yoga in high school. I mean, that we definitely were doing it in college. But that's awesome. If you're a pitcher, you should be doing yoga.
Yeah. I- Yeah, I went through something similar. Not gonna go through it all, but I basically ended up at more because it was like my second, third option. But just from hearing all that you've gone through, man, you definitely have a good head on your shoulders and know how to deal with adversity. So that's really important going into college baseball, man, because it is, a lot of people get to, well, they say not many people get to play college baseball, let alone Division One. So what you're doing, man, is pretty big. So definitely good luck out there. And I also want to say, if this field gets built and this one, I'm vouching for like a alumni game where possible Danny versus Corey matchup might happen.
uh-oh.
That's gonna have to be recorded and put on the Press Sports app for sure.
No, no doubt.
Hey, so Daniel, want to hop into another category before we wrap up here. You have been on fire with NIL deals. I mean, it's honestly pretty absurd for being in. I mean, I guess technically you're out of high school, but for anyone that's listening to this, how have you been getting all of these deals? I mean, obviously you've got a decent following, but it's not just that's getting these deals. I mean, what do you think kids could do to maybe do if they're trying to rack up some dollars going into college?
Yeah, man. My biggest thing, it's some companies will reach out, and say, hey, here's what we want you to do, certain posts, blah blah blah. But I'm just the type of guy, like, I'm not gonna just promote anything. So what you see that I have promoted NIL wise, it's like that's stuff that I love and I'm behind. I mean, I could have, like, I'm not trying to sit here, and that's not the type of guy I am. I'm a pretty humble dude, but I could probably have 35 stories up there of different stuff, but it's mainly just companies reaching out saying, hey, we seen you did with for example, Baseball Lifestyle, like, hey, you did something with Baseball Lifestyle, we'd love to get you going, man, send you some stuff, and stuff like that. But there's some you got to work for, man. Like, I got the one with Rawlings, which was like a childhood dream of mine. And I was showing you earlier, Shadow Gloves, so we just came out with this one right here. It's pretty sick. Um, so we're gonna come out with more, but this thing's just came out with one of them. Finished up a photo shoot right before this, so those will be out soon. But the Rollins one, man, is just reaching out, just telling them, trying to connect on a personal level, not anything that's generic or anything like that. Just reaching out, saying, hey, this is a dream of mine. I've used your glove, I love it. Is there anything we can do? I was at the point with them. I was like, hey, like, if I will grab any glove you want, and if you guys just want me to promote it, I don't even want to get paid, stuff like that. Like, that's how I was with them. Connected with the guys over at Better Baseball as well, and we made it happen. Dropping a glove January 1st, 2024, my own custom glove. We're gonna make about 50 of them at the start. Can't really dive into too much of the details. Those will come out soon, but it's gonna be pretty sweet. So,
Nice. That is awesome.
I think one thing that you do a really good job of, and that'll serve you well as this continues to grow, is every single time you do a promotion, you do a good job with it. You care about the brand that you're working for, and so you see it a lot where, like, people are in it. Maybe they're not super behind what they're doing, but they're getting paid a lot of money, and I think it goes a long way of getting the next company to want to do a deal if you put in the extra effort and you care how it turns out.
right. Like I was saying before, like, I'm not gonna name any names or put anybody out there or anything like that. But like I said, whatever I post, I'm behind. For me, I don't want to post, whatever it is just because there's money behind it. You know what I mean? Obviously that's great and all that. But I want some stuff that, I actually use and actually want to promote. I'm not gonna promote something I don't believe in or anything like that. I'll give you an example. Just for the sake of things, like, I got approached, about having a company's website in my bio and making a couple posts and a couple stories, and it was like $15,000. And you're thinking, oh, for doing that, it's it's a no-brainer. But I was like, nah, like, I don't believe in the product, and I'm not gonna do it. So it's been hard to turn down stuff like that. But I've just kind of got to dig deep in the morals and what I really want to put out there. You know what I mean? What I want to promote, and what I do promote, I really care about, and I'm going to push. Even if it's, even if they're not asking for everything that I post, I'm still gonna do it because they trusted me with something. So I want to return the favor of going above and beyond. So.
All right, well, so Daniel, you get your head going on these NIL deals and how would they turn out? What is the best strategy for Press Sports NIL campaign? Walk us through the creative.
Man, I think it's targeting. I don't think it's necessarily targeting always the biggest names. I'm not gonna name drop or anything, but the couple guys in the country that are big following, high ranked and stuff like that. I think you shoot for the guys that are, committed to a good school or even not committed, Conrad. As long as they're a solid player, stuff like that. I think a decent following is something you need to look at from a business aspect, and how much do they care? If they don't have any NIL in the past, you just have to rely on how much will they actually care. And I think it's more of a process for you as a businessman of going through, how can I push this product out, and how is this guy going to promote it for me? Because you don't want you don't want to just pay people to put up a post. You know what I mean? You're passionate about what you do. You're passionate about press sports. So I think it's this. I think it goes for the same.
Well, dude, Daniel, I think you are too. Honestly, man, you've been you have one of the best profiles on the app, and so if you were gonna try to take a stab at like what would you be pushing about the app and how would you create that content? Would it be a video of you using the app on your phone or like a screenshot of a profile? Like actually, like what do
Uh,
you think would be the most effective?
I think what I've really gotten into and what I think, because Corey, you're the head of baseball now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a really good approach would, cool things like little snippets like we used to do, Conrad, back in the day. Like if you did a snippet of like, just let's take this for example, like let's say I throw a pitch and you have the miles per hour and then you do like a little swipe over thing on the same video and it's the profile. And then it's, you could do a screen recording or whatever it is of just scrolling through the profile. And then it could be another thing in this, like join the app today or download the app or something like that. So it's like boom, 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 because people's attention spans are, getting less and less and less. Nobody wants to watch a 20-second video and then swipe and do all that. What you could go 3-second video throwing or hitting, 3-second slideshow of their profile, 3-second join the app with a code, boom, boom, bam, knock it out in 10 seconds. You know what I mean? So
No, I would say that definitely makes sense, especially in a world right now where we literally a world where it's scroll, reels, TikTok, and it's like get attention real quick. You lose the audience. I definitely agree with what Daniel's. As of someone that posts videos on my own, like I post content also, and I've learned. Right, that's to implement it.
yeah, sure.
All right, Daniel. Well, hey, anything you got for anyone watching this? If there's any kids that are coming up, maybe looking to take their career to the next step, figure out how to get their first couple offers.
Yeah. I'll just start off by saying, my DMs are always open. If anybody needs any advice on, pitching or anything like that, if they need any tweaks, hey man, we got you here. I'm not gonna pitching's not the same at all for anybody. There's no two people that are the same. But little tweaks like that. I just want to say that my chat's always open to talk with kids and help people out. Because I, hope the same for my younger self. And then also, man, just really keep your head down and grind. I think these college showcases, unless they've asked you to come, they're not worth it, man. I don't want to talk down on, companies and stuff like that, but the two big companies that are out there, they'll have showcases and you go to it, get your grade, and it's yay. But what is it really doing for you other than putting you out $800 and having something cool on a profile? So I think it's really mainly just about, keeping your head down, working. A big thing for me was Twitter. I started out with I think when I was working for you guys, maybe had 2,000 followers on Instagram and maybe 10 followers on Twitter, and 9 of those were family members. You know what I mean? And just started throwing my stuff on Twitter and just tagging coaches, man. If it don't reach out to your thing, like if you're a junior throwing, um, that's not something that you can tag Alabama and be like, hey, I'm ready. Make sure you're ready for if you're gonna tag somebody, make sure you're ready. But like throwing stuff on the app when I was on the Press Sports app when I was, stuff like that. Just I could literally take stuff just from the app, and then if I want to put it on Twitter, boom. And now what you guys are doing with the whole college coaches thing, I mean, it's easier than ever to kind of contact with coaches and stuff like that. So I think that's huge. And I know back in the day we used to hop on the phone with coaches and try to get them and stuff like that. And now it's like all in the pocket of your hands, man. It's like you can look at any school you want, super easy. And I love that too. So I think that's going to be a good avenue for kids. I'm excited to see how everything pans out there too.
But yeah, I mean, Daniel, I think that's a great point. Like the combination of using Twitter and press should be able to move the needle pretty quick for any athlete. I mean, as long as they're targeting the right level where they fit. Like if you don't have any offers and you're a junior, like chances are that you got to put some work in, and you can go find every single junior college coach in the country on Press Sports, find them on Twitter, connect with them immediately.
And I
And so
think,
like a lot of,
sorry, go ahead, Conrad.
well, it's just like most of the time, like you can't find these coaches on Twitter. Like sometimes it's hard to find people, and so we've made that really easy, which is like honestly like one of the things that I wish I had when I was growing up, because I didn't know what the options were outside of Power Five schools.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's huge too. Is like, what you guys are doing makes it so much easier to, find exactly what you're looking for, and not have to go on Safari or Google and try to just dig and dig and dig. It's like right there in the palm of your hand. It's like a no-brainer. So, I love it for sure.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, man, when you were talking about really supporting things that you like and you love, and you kind of like one of the things that selling cotton, I really, really support this, and this is something that I wish I had when I was young. Like when we were younger, if I had this, oh my gosh, it would be so much less stress. I was, getting the home phone and finding all these numbers that were fake,
Yeah.
not and fake social media pages and digging, but this app really is everything. And I'm really proud to be head of baseball.
Yeah, man, for sure. Congrats.
Thanks.
Awesome, Daniel. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, man. It's been great to watch you kind of progress over the years. And for those who don't know, Daniel was at one point our head of baseball. I don't know what happened there, but obviously still a close friend of the company. We look forward to keeping up with you as you take it to the next step. Hopefully, either whether it's the draft or Marshall, man, you got big things ahead. I'm excited to see you continue to help kids. If you're watching this, like, you should reach out to Daniel and become friends with him, because he's a super nice dude.
Appreciate it.
Sure. I'm looking forward to making a trip with her this fall.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Definitely. Like how getting in at bat or something in an alumni game. I would crack up if that was to happen.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, man.
Corey, I don't know if you're hitting 95, man.
Listen, dude, I had to get in shape for that Savannah. I'm in baseball shape, no softball shape. I promise. Be surprised.
Corey, you need to get on the bananas, and we need to get Daniel an outing in banana ball.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's right now. It's probably not till next year, but the trial went well, and I'm on like that standby. If like they need anyone, I'm that guy. But dude, they're looking to expand big time. They're taking over the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if
actually, we're gonna do one last question, then we're done.
All
if
right.
you guys were on the Party Animals, what would you be wearing when you're playing?
The closest thing to nothing.
Speed up.
Great answer.
Speed up.
I would say they already have the sleeves. I'm more of a party animal type guy. Like I was hoping I was getting picked. I love them. But yeah, I would go sleeves and definitely probably some short shorts and a huge cup, to be honest with you.
I would go Speedo, huge cup, probably like a cut off sports bra, and some super high socks, and some of those Marcus Stroman cleats.
I might get a thing too.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe the backwards cap too, kind of like this, like a dad hat.
Yeah, dude.
Well, bananas, Party Animals. You guys heard it here first. You've got two legends who can really play ball, that are willing to put themselves out there like that.
That place, it is really different, man. They got more followers. I'm gonna end it with this. The Savannah Bananas have more followers than Major League Baseball on Instagram, and that he said so much. Like, just think about how exciting it is, and they're really changing the game, which I definitely vouch for.
I mean, y'all, I've been very under the radar pitching. I've been trying to get in contact with the owner of the Bananas to invest in press and really flood the app with banana ball content.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna. I told you, man. We're probably gonna get Christian Dearman. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Yeah.
One of the guys. I can't wait for that episode. All right, guys. Daniel, thanks so much for joining, man. Good luck this summer in any of the in the baseball you decide to play, and we need to have you on again in like a year.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, man. Great to get to know you. Go Herd for sure. I'll be following up, and I'll be seeing you for sure.
Yeah, go Herd, baby. All right, Corey. All right, Conrad. See you guys.
Thanks for listening to the All In Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode or you're new to the show, we'd love to have you subscribe to catch future episodes. You can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat at Press Sports. And of course, sign up for the app by downloading Press Sports in the App Store or Play Store today. Thanks for listening.